Yo, what's going down, Commanders? Just a little bit of a, it's really of a rambling video more than anything else. There's a few things that some of you guys missed in previous live streams or whatever, or the posts on the page that I made about it. When you're buying tokens and upgrade logistics for the, not tokens, but upgrade and build logistics for the units. So, for instance, the big one in this event was the Sarge and the Firehawks. There's a 7-day cooldown, and basically the cooldown starts, I believe from my knowledge, it starts the first time you buy the first logistic or the first build token. So my advice to you would be to, as soon as an event starts, get enough XP and buy one of each of the logistics upgrade tokens as quickly as you can. So hopefully you get it in the first or second day. So if another event comes around like Warpath, that 7 days is you've got plenty of time within the event to do it. I was called a cheat, a hack and everything else yesterday because I made a video because I could upgrade Sarge to 20. My cooldown was just less time than your cooldown, basically. And it was the same for these. I bought all the logistics, I think the second day in of the event. This one, it took me till Sunday or Monday morning before I could actually buy the tokens. So there's a 7-day cooldown. So if Kixeye put another event out after an event, for instance, I believe it would work with Skirmish, as well as like the War Games and the main event. There's a 7-day cooldown. So first thing you do when you start a new main event, or any event in fact, is get one of each of the tokens that you need to upgrade, especially if you need them for the next time. If you get them fully upgraded within that event, don't worry about it too much, but it's more about if you need more tokens the following event, you're going to need to buy them early, so then you're not waiting the 7 days. It could be 7 days after the main event, you know. It's silly. Kixeye didn't reset them. I don't know why. They should have just been hard reset by Kixeye manually. They don't seem to fucking put any consideration into the players anymore. It's one of them things the players have to deal with. It's not a Kixeye problem, it's a player problem. Like when they say it's your computer or it's everyone's computer. Another thing I want to discuss is I've been trying to make these annihilators look good. I really have been trying to make the video to showcase all the text and everything, all the gold text for them. None of the gold text bar one make any difference to each other. They just don't. I'd love to show you how many videos I've made over them, but I've deleted a lot of them because I didn't want to keep them there for no reason. So yeah, there's another thing. There's another big problem with the game right now, and it's not the new units suck. It's the Akumas were too good to start with, and Kixeye had no plan. When they released the Akumas, they had no plan to slowly whittle us off the Akumas to bring in new units. Basically, what they've done is gone to panic mode, and if you look at all the bases, even the event bases, how many Kronos were in there, and the Kronos are slammed in there. I think I counted 17 in the base challenge base 2 or 3 in War Games. 17 Kronos, and that they're only in there to slow down the. Basically, they're in there to slow down the Akuma's outrunners, so we weren't so reliant on them. But in the same breath, what they've done is they've made the Annihilators suck because they get within range of them. So it's one of them things where Kixeye have not thought through the unit. They've put out a really, really, really good unit, but they haven't thought further down the line. Is when we need to whittle them off so the players start using other units, and in that way making the other units look good. They haven't thought that far forward. They've only looked as far as their nose, basically. It's stupid. What else was I going to bring up? There was something else. I've written it down somewhere, but I can't find a bit of paper. Without that bit of paper, I can't talk about it, but it's just frustrating the way that, that's what I was going to talk about, the lead designer. I found a bit of paper. And how much longer he's going to keep running with his rhetoric of 4 events a month, no PvP event every month, etc., etc. When does the game team at Kixeye look at this and say, right, they've gone since Stillfront took over, they've gone, I think it was about 24 to 28,000 players on Kixeye at any one time. That was 2 or 3 years ago that they took over. Within the first year, it was down to about 18,000. And if you look at it today, I know there's other platforms, blah, 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 but you can get a rough idea of how many players are leaving the game. If you look at it today, it's below 10k online now. In fact, I can show you. 9,648 players online now. When does he sit there and say, okay, my ideas are not working. I need to sit down. You can this what's it? The skirmish and the sector breach, both very poorly thought out events. Don't get me wrong. The units that we get from 9 times out of 10 are useful, but the events itself, the structure that are built around the massive amounts of grinding we're having to do to get the units where they're only good for maybe a couple of months and then they're outdated. It's all but the Akumas. This is. Especially the new heir, the 3 new heroes and the actual heir themselves. There's no use for them in set for skirmish. They're not going to be used in normal general bases. They're just not. And it's just the way the game is. There's no fault, no passion put into it. And the lead designer, whoever's in charge of the manager, the CEO, they need to take a long look at themselves and say the path we're taken with Fidget Spinner, being the lead designer, I think it's Fidget Spinner, has been wrong every step of the way. He hasn't. The only time he's took a right step or a winning step is the Akuma's being placed into the game. And then you can even look further back and go, the repair bug, that actually made players want to play more. I know for 100% fact, I was spending more coin when we had that repair bug than I ever spent in the game. I was buying gold coin boosts to help me in PvP. There was times where I was making mistakes with the repair. I was repairing tunes. It was costing me because I was in such a rush to get them done. That bug was actually fucking probably the best time Kixeye had in the game, as in earning coins out of PvP, and they took it away. Instead of going, right, hang on a minute, guys, this is, we've seen, I guarantee they've seen an influx of coins when it was happening, because I've spoken to too many people, and they've all said the same thing. I was using coin boosts, I was spending, accidentally coining things, and blah, blah, blah. But Kixeye just, they just never look too far in front of their own faces, or they'd cut their nose off despite their face, should I say. They need to start thinking about, when the players are having fun, the players are spending. When you're making it a grind, like we see in the last main event, where there was pages, loads of the War Commander pages, clan pages, alliance pages, all saying the same thing. We're going to stop the coin for X amount of time. And this could go on further down the line. If Kixeye don't change their ways, more and more people. I've stopped. I've bought 100 coin in the last, maybe 150 coin in the last month or so, because there's no value in the game. Grinding out an event, that isn't enjoyment. Grinding out how many techs did we have to grind out? 150 something techs for one unit isn't enjoyment. And I don't know if Kixeye are earning money while we're online. So if we're logged into the game, loaded in the game, they're earning money. So the grind, that would make sense in that breath, because us being online, grinding the game out for hours and hours. Let me get a mouthful of coffee. Hours and hours at a time. If they've found a way to earn money while we're online, and you guys would decide how they would be doing that, then that would make sense to make everything grindy and make sure we're online as much as possible. But they can't be earning money as in spent money, as in coin being bought. I just don't see it. I just don't see anyone. Obviously, there's going to be the players that have got more money than sense, and they can just spend it just for the sake of it because they can. But the normal players ain't going to do that. Sooner or later, the camel's back gets broken, and everyone's going to say that's enough's enough. And then it'll just be left with the massive wow coiners, because they've spent so much money in the game over the years that they've got to the point where they're going to be fighting with each other because everyone else has quit. It's sad, and Kixeye, they need to look at this. I'm not throwing fucks down their face. They need to fucking look at this and say, right, we've made some missteps. Let's backtrack a little bit and improve what we've got. Even if they just take the grind down of the events a little bit, 80 parts for a unit is absolutely, for a hero, is absolutely stupid, considering we only needed to buy the hero, and then we had to buy, when they originally come out, I think it was 10 or 9 tokens for them. Now we're buying we have to buy the hero. We have to buy 80 parts. We have to buy all the techs. We have to buy the build logistics where heroes used to be free build. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And something's got to change. Something's got to change before more people walk away and we're down to 5,000 people on KXL. I know I'm not including Facebook. I've got no clue how many play on Facebook, but you can judge it by what the numbers that you're seeing. And everyone keeps saying that the numbers are broken. They can't be that broken because they're going up and down. So it can't be that broken. But Kixeye, I need to sort it out, in my opinion. I'm not going to keep you much longer. As I say, it was a rambling. I will put it on the title, rambling video, so you know not to watch it if you don't like me fucking waffling on. But I like to get it out there. When I think of things, as I say, I wrote it all down this morning and then I lost a bit of paper. But things need to be getting spoken about, and I seem to be the only one that's willing to discuss it. And my team, obviously, we will be discussing it on the live stream. Yeah, I can bring it into the live stream Friday. Because while someone's hitting the base, we can discuss the problems within the game and the way we all feel. And I don't tell them how to feel. They explain how they feel themselves. Anyway, take care all, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.